All right, everyone, here we go. I have a big, exciting guest here in the show today, Brien Hanley, Big B. Sir, thank you so much for allowing us to spend some time with you. Let me first introduce Big B, or do you go by Mr. Big B? How do we do this?
Big B or Brian is fine.
All right, Brien. Well, first of all you out there that follow me, please support this channel. You can find him on YouTube, Instagram, but I am a big fan of the TikTok channel. I feel like all the content is right there, ready to go. But he does some great segments like Make It Make Sense. Also, huge Steelers fan. Did you spend some time at the Steelers, or did you just grow up a Steelers fan?
No, I just grew up a Steelers fan.
Okay.
I don't even know why. I mean, like, my dad wasn't a fan, my brother wasn't a fan, but there's a picture of me when I'm 2 years old in a Steelers hat. And I have just been a fan for as long as I can remember.
Well, you were putting out some of the best Steelers content as well. So congratulations on building your channel there.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
The thing about Brien that really attracted to me was his unique voice in sports. Now, I have some favorites out there. I also have a lot of journalists that I just can't stand listening to. You, sir, you ring true to me. So I'm thankful for that. We also need to highlight the gentleman is a KSU grad. Go Wildcats. Was on the 1997-1998 team. Sir, thank you for being here.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate you having me, man. I'm excited.
Well, let's get your voice heard. I am drinking the juice. My question is, are you drinking the juice? Let's talk about the K-State football season coming up. This is the best time. It can be anything. We could be national champs here pretty soon, Big 12 champs. Your honest, journalistic opinion, what's going to happen this year?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, but I just on the Big 12 Insiders channel that I have on YouTube, I picked K-State third. But I preface that with there's 7 teams in the Big 12, in my opinion. Now, we know the Big 12 is crazy. I mean, two teams that were picked to finish first last year literally finished last.
Right.
And the team that was picked to finish last won the league. I think everything is going to kind of settle down this year, and I think there's 7 teams that have a realistic chance to win it. At Baylor, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Kansas State.
Whoa, wait, hold on. You almost said Kansas.
Yeah, no, not Kansas.
Okay.
Kansas.
Just making sure we're covering our bases.
TCU, who am I missing? Utah and BYU. Not even BYU.
I don't BYU.
Yeah, I don't think BYU. BYU's out because I don't believe, because they've decided on a freshman quarterback. I'm like, gotta have good quarterback play. But Kansas State is one of those 7. So, and I feel like you could pick them out of a hat, and in any order that you put them in, those 7, I don't think you would be wrong. So Kansas State is definitely one of those teams. The only thing that I'm so fearful of, is the offensive line going to be up to snuff? Because I feel like Avery's going to take the next step from as a passer in his progression. I feel like he's going to take the next step, especially if his mental aspect of the game follows his physical aspect, because he looks like a different guy. Like, he's a bigger human being. So if his mental aspect takes that next step, he's going to be better. But none of that's going to matter if the offensive line doesn't get back to what K-State offensive lines have been. And that's my only fear. It's not that I don't think they can do it, but I got to see him do it.
If a transfer is transferring from Ohio State, does that guarantee that he's good, or does that just mean he was there, but he still needs to earn a spot? I'm pretty excited about it.
Right. You know, the thing about transfers, there's 2 things. First of all, I like the transfer portal. I don't. There's some people that can't stand it, and it's ruining college sports. I'm like, no, it isn't, man. It's just giving people options.
Yeah.
So I like it. But just because a guy transfers, again, there's 2 aspects. One, they're unhappy at the current place they're at. They can genuinely be unhappy.
Yeah.
It was, I made a mistake. This is not the right place for me. I need to get out. People make mistakes all the time, and they're allowed to leave. Why can't kids do the same thing versus people online saying they're uncommitted? They have no commitment. Where's your loyalty? I'm like, hey, man, I just made a mistake. 18-year-olds tend to do that from time to time. The other aspect of it is that guys, okay, I'm fine here, but you know what? I'm not playing. And I want to go somewhere where I can play. It's not that I hate the Ohio State or wherever it is, the Kansas State, wherever it is. It's not that I hate it here, but my chances of playing are slim to none, and I want to play right now. So people leave. And I don't think there's anything wrong with either aspect of that. Look, everybody, you go to college, there's two things. Either you're, as an athlete anyway, you're playing sports, or you go for your education. And I think it's actually in the reverse order. It should be go get your education first, but we're kidding ourselves if you're going as an athlete to act like that's not important, because it is. And if you're doing that, then you clearly want to play. I just like, man, you know what? I want to go to K-State and I want to sit the bench for 5 years. I never want to play. Nobody says that. Okay. Right. So everybody wants to play. And if it isn't happening, and it's not going to happen, and again, Derek, it could be, hey, maybe I'm not good enough. And sometimes you realize, you know what? I'm just not good enough. And it's not going to work out. Or other times, you know what? I don't want to wait my turn, which that gets sticky because people are like, look, you got to put in your time. You got to put in your dues. But you know what? If you don't want to wait, some guys just don't want to wait. And maybe they either transfer somewhere else where there is a free opportunity, or maybe they go down a level and they're like, look, I can play at FCS school, and I would rather go do that and play than sit the bench for 3 years and maybe get another opportunity if the school doesn't recruit over top of me, which we see that happen all the time.
Was there ever a moment in your career, or when was that moment when you realized, maybe I'm not as good as I was before, or I can't compete to this level?
That didn't happen at K-State. It happened when I had tried at the Bengals.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, this is a different level. NFL is a different level. But at K-State, that wasn't the case. One of the things, I went to junior college. I went to Coffeyville.
Nice.
And I was good at Coffeyville. And I went to K-State. And look, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I had the opportunity to go a lot of places. I was the #1 junior college player in the country that year. And I said, you know what? I'm in Kansas. I've had success. I'm going to stay. And I went to K-State. KU was never an option because, look, if I was going to go there, because I had an opportunity to go to Louisville, which is where I'm from. Ooh. And my mom was like, Brien, do you really want to go to Louisville and get your head beaten in every week? And I was like, no, I don't. I'm not in on that at all. So why go to KU? So no. There's that was never an option. But so for me, that moment never came at K-State. I was pretty good right away. They brought me there to come in and play left guard and start immediately, and I did. But yeah, when I went to the NFL, and I didn't make the team. I was there at mini camp. I'm like, this is a different level of guys, and I'm not good enough.
Is there a pro strength that's just like it hits different, or it just feels completely something unnatural?
It's the athlete.
Just
you go and the guys are strong and you're strong, but when they're super strong and also super fast and super quick at 330 pounds, I'm dealing with these interior linemen. It's a different animal, right. And so when they can get off the ball quicker than you and hit you, just as hard as you want to hit them, but then they're going to move twice as fast as you. That's a problem. And that's kind of what it is.
Well, kind of reeling back to, okay, so third in the conference, looks like you're not drinking the juice as much. Is this we're still building K-State's team roster to peak next year?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is this Avery's last year?
Yeah, that was the whole the thing last year. It's like 2025 is the year.
Okay.
But teams got better. I mean, it's not that K-State's not going to be at peak performance. And again, anything can happen in a football season. You got to make predictions. This is what you do. But K-State has an opportunity. It's not like they don't have an opportunity, but there are other teams that are really good. I mean, for instance, if the Texas Tech roster was in Manhattan, because of the respect that K-State has, K-State would be in the top 10. Their preseason ranking would be in the top 10. But people aren't so much a believer as far as the coaching staff and all the culture and things at Texas Tech right now because they've never proven it before. K-State has proven it before. So I can tell you right now, and again, it may not all work at Texas Tech. It might not. But I can tell you if that roster was in Manhattan, Kansas, they wouldn't be ranked high. They'd be ranked higher than Arizona State. They'd be like at 8 or 9. I go, that's how
That's
much
a hot take.
people get respected at K-State. They're just it's different. But I don't think K-State needs to take a back seat to them. I don't think they need to take a back seat to them at all, because I think they can match them at certain spots, maybe not as deep. I also think K-State's coaching is better. So there's that. But I wouldn't say next year. I think that K-State, everything is on the table for them. Everything.
8-5 over and under. Do you take over?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I would be disappointed if K-State was 8-5. I know people look at it, 8 wins is 8 wins. Yeah, if they get 8 wins, it would be a disappointing season.
I would agree. It's been years. I mean, this whole Pac-12 combination. I mean, seeing a schedule with these teams on it and not facing a Texas or an Oklahoma or back in the day in Nebraska is like weird. And so I look at the schedule. I'm like, these are all winnable. Like, these are all winnable games. Now I know we're going to fall into some traps and it's hard to win on the road, but it feels like the easiest schedule in a long time.
I don't know if it's an easy schedule. It's maybe teams that we're not necessarily that familiar with, but their schedule isn't necessarily easy.
Okay.
But every game is winnable. That's the point of all of this, is every single game is winnable. Not only that, they're going to be favored. Now, granted, as the season goes along, injuries happen, yada, yada, yada. But right now, K-State's favored in every single game. So there's that. And that's the thing. But you look at last year, K-State was favored in every single game, before the season started. So things can change, but K-State should be better this year. They should be better.
Will Dylan Edwards break out past DJ Giddeons' legacy here at K-State?
No, he's not the same type of running back. DJ Giddeons was special. The different type of running back. It's not that he can't be good. And I think a lot of times, Derek, not you, just people in general, they get into if this guy's not as good, then you're saying he's bad. I'm like, that's not what this means. That's the culture we're in right now. It's like, nobody said that. It's somebody can be good, or actually 2 people can be good, but somebody can be better than the other one. And that's what this case is. For instance, I think DJ Giddeons is a better running back than Deuce Vaughn. Now, he didn't put up the same type of numbers, but when you just look at actual running backs in the NFL, DJ Giddeons is going to have a better career in the National Football League. Now, in college, that's different. Different type, different situation.
Yep.
But DJ Giddeons is a NFL running back. There is no doubt in anybody's mind that he is an NFL running back. As long as he's not hurt, he's going to play 8 years in a National Football if he wants to. Right. He'll play at least 8 years in a National Football League.
Make it make sense. I love these takes. What is the one that sticks out to you that you were just like, this is an easy one to write for me because it just stuck in your crawl and you knew you had to get this out of your creative brain? You've done a lot of good ones, some good ones recently too.
Right. To be honest with you, I don't really have a favorite. They're all kind of my favorites. And I know that's a cop-out. I do. But here's the thing.
Memorable.
I just, when something happens that I think is absolutely insane, I stop what I'm doing. Even if I'm watching a football game, I'll pause it and I will say, I got to make this. I have got to do it. And I do it immediately because I'm like, this is crazy. What are we talking about here? Like, what is happening? And so there's so many of those that go on. It's like, man, the most memorable, I don't know. I'd have to look at my phone and even see, to be honest with you. There are just so many. I mean, and we got
WNBA, we got Aaron Rodgers, we even got boxing in the mix. You know about boxing? Like,
I just, you know what?
Are you a hockey fan too?
I am not a hockey fan. Okay. Here's the thing. It's more of what makes sense to the casual fan.
Right.
Like, I am a casual boxing fan. Like, I don't know, like, I know the big names, but how many big names are there really in boxing, because it's so
Jake Paul.
Right. Who's not even a real boxer. And,
Well,
and that's the whole thing. It's like, so, but I just say, what does a casual fan, what doesn't make sense to them? And most of the time, that's where that comes from. It's like, make it make sense, people. What are we talking about? This is crazy. And I just think it's fun. And it usually, I've been stacked up with doing Steelers and Big 12 stuff a lot. I haven't really paid attention that much. But trust me, when football season, I will be paying more attention. I'll have at least one a day, maybe 3 a day, because it's crazy.
Who's the Browns starting quarterback this year?
It'll be Joe Flacco for now. Look, Shedeur Sanders is the most talented guy there. He is. For whatever reason, people don't like him. That's fine. Doesn't matter.
It's not hard to find the reasons, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if he would just make it a little bit easier for us to not like him.
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really. I mean, if he was getting in trouble, I mean, what would we be saying? Or, for instance, Dylan Gabriel threw an interception the other day, a pick 6, and gave 0 effort to tackle the guy running. If that was Shedeur Sanders, the internet would have exploded. And that's the whole thing. It literally would have exploded. Cut him now, gives no effort, doesn't care. You didn't hear anything like that about Dylan Gabriel. And again, I'm not even saying he should have attempted to make a tackle, but I do know for a fact if it was Shedeur Sanders who did that exact same thing, first of all, he threw the pick 6. What a horrible throw, horrible decision. And then he didn't give effort. Well, that's why he got drafted in the 5th round, because he doesn't care.
You can get drafted in the 5th round. Just don't bring your own Hollywood studio behind you and car show lights with you. You can just sit in your home and be a little bit more humble about it.
But do you have to?
Or you're going to get the smoke. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't have respect and not go. I'll stop there.
Well, you don't have to stop. I'm just saying, what did he do that offended everybody? I mean, he was out in front and said that he was good. Well, there's a lot of people that say they're good. I mean, Baker Mayfield did that.
You got a retired jersey, Big B, for going 12-13.
Well, okay, but he didn't make that decision.
True.
I mean, if he made the decision, then you could say it's his fault.
He's not doing anything for us to dislike him. I'm saying it might be his team around him or potential father figure.
I mean, if you're going to blame somebody's son for what their father does, I think that, and I'm not saying you, just people in general that blame the son for something their father does, that's a personal problem.
Well, we're not saying he's bad or good or bad. Again, back to your take. There's just reasons that some people get under your skin. Just like,
sure,
I'm not a Joe Burrow fan because I'm a Chiefs fan. Like, why do I hate Joe Burrow? Because he's really freaking good and he scares. He's in my nightmares. So yes, I'm going to be mad at that guy and hope that he possibly gets an injury this year. Not a big one, not a head one, but maybe a thumb or a wrist, because they scare me.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to get hurt. Just play bad. Just play bad. As long as you play bad, I could care less. And play bad.
Okay, so back to 1997, 1998. You got to play on some of the most iconic, probably the most iconic K-State football teams of all time. Thank you for one, and I'm sorry that you had to be a part of the A&M game.
Ugh. Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal.
That's the game that still sticks with me as that trauma from being a kid that was so difficult to get over. Do you ever get over that?
No. I mean, you get past it, but you don't get over it. I mean, first of all, because you were better than A&M. That's the one thing. I mean, if we weren't better than them, then hey, they beat us. But we were better than them, but we just didn't play better that day. Turn the ball over, too many penalties. When you do that stuff, teams that aren't as good as you can hang around and beat you, and we allowed that to happen. And that's the part that stinks, is that we allowed them to beat us. It wasn't that they just went out and were a better football team than us. They were not. We made too many mistakes, allowed them to hang around, and then they made a play at the end of the game and won. That's what happens. So, but no, you don't get over it, at all. Not at all.
You play on an excellent football team. will K-State get back to that excellent football? Has there ever been a team as good as those teams in K-State's history?
No.
What, Colin Klein years?
Nope.
Big 12 championships?
Nope. And that's not a disrespect. It's kind of what I said earlier. The two teams can be good, but somebody's better than the other one. If you go back and just look at the number of pros from 97 or 98, just go back and look at the number of professional athletes that played in the NFL from the 1998 season. There's no K-State team that can come close to that.
Yeah.
Now, you may say that there's teams that had better players in the NFL. Sure. Maybe one or two, but they didn't have a plethora of them. But there's no team that was as good as those teams. And maybe I'm biased, but I just look at it from that aspect. As go look at the number of pros that played several years in the National Football League from that team. And that doesn't mean they have to be seniors. Guys that played, they could have been freshmen, they could have been sophomores, they could have been juniors, whatever it was. On that particular team in 1998, there are several National Football League players. No other K-State team can match that. And so it was just better. Will they get back to it? Was the one part of your question. They can. They have the ability, but some of the things that K-State does now, we don't do anymore. For instance, we were, and maybe they're not able to do it. Like K-State recruited Florida pretty heavily back in those days. They don't necessarily do that anymore. They recruited the heck out of Texas. They don't do that anymore. Now, part of the reason they don't do that anymore in Texas, especially, is because of the emergence of other teams. Baylor was terrible, but now they're not. TCU, same thing. Now they're not. There's other teams that are good. Oh, by the way, people also figure out, well, hell, if K-State can go to Texas and recruit guys, why can't we? And people start doing that. So, it's kind of like the junior college thing. K-State ruled Kansas Junior College and just replenished and replenished and replenished. Most of those guys were not from Kansas, but they still went to Kansas JUCOs and then went to K-State. Well, then all of a sudden you get teams like Alabama are like, well, hold on. If K-State can get this guy that's from Alabama or from Georgia or wherever, why can't we go to that same JUCO and get them to come back and play for us? They started doing that. Things changed. And so it's not that they can't get back to that level. They just got to do some things differently to get back there.
Well, Brien, I appreciate your time. Thank you for making it and giving me your day. And I wish big things for you, sir. I'd love to see your voice on Get Up some days, and a couple of other people that kind of drive me nuts. But keep doing what you're doing.
We are trying.
Where can we find you?
You can find me first. The main channel is Steelers Almighty. Me and K-State alum Darren Howard. I'm in front of the camera. He's behind the camera. We run that channel, Steelers Almighty. It's me and him. We've been best friends since we were roommates at K-State. So yeah.
Defensive Darren Howard?
Correct.
What?
Yes.
Get him in front of the camera.
No, he won't. He doesn't do that. He does not do that. He is all the graphics and everything that you see. That is Darren behind the scenes. So
that's great.
Yeah. He's really good at it and loves it. Loves doing it. Me and him have been together. Like I said, we were roommates back at K-State, and so we have been friends ever since then. So Steelers Almighty is that channel. We do that, and then Big 12 Insiders. I do with me and Fitz. We put that thing together. It's growing. So we're trying to get out there, man. We are out there. In both of those places, I don't know. I don't do a lot of Twitter because I feel like Twitter, you have to stand there and tweet all day long, and I don't have time, nor do I want to do that. So
it's the one that I keep deleting. I think I put it back on my phone every 6 months to just check my account, but I can't. I honestly can't do it either. It's not good for the soul.
Nope, because you literally have to sit there and do it all day long, and then you have to listen to crazy people talk and say something. Just like I can't do that. That's not me.
All right. Well, there it is, and hopefully we'll get to do this again sometime this season once we stack up those wins.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool. Go Cats.
Go Cats.